What's up, everyone? Welcome to this day in Philly sports history for December 26, 2024. I'm your host, Jim Montgomery. Welcome to a Thursday edition of the podcast. Happy Hanukkah and happy Kwanzaa to everyone out there celebrating. Also, happy Boxing Day. Today is Boxing Day. It's always on the calendar. No idea what it is. I think it has something to do with, now I think people use it as an excuse to go spend their Christmas money and go shopping, but I think originally it had something to do with donating to charity, but who knows. If you celebrate Boxing Day, happy Boxing Day to you as well. But in all seriousness, happy Hanukkah and happy Kwanzaa to everyone out there celebrating. For those of you who celebrated Christmas, hope Santa was good to you and you had a good Christmas. You were able to deal with your families. Obviously, I know sometimes that can be tough, so hope it all went well for you and that Santa gave you everything that you possibly could have ever wanted. I actually got a surprise. Actually, my gifts and everything were good, but DraftKings was doing the Slips Miss, I think it was called, where they were giving out $500 free bets, and I was like, why not? Let me see what can happen if I'll possibly get one. Was able to get one. Played both sides of the Lakers-Warriors game last night. Bet everything I had in my account on the Warriors, and then took the free bet, Lakers on the money line. Lakers hit. So all of my playoff tickets for the Eagles now are paid for. So that was a huge surprise. Thank you very much, DraftKings. But I hope you guys all had a great holiday and continue to have one if you're celebrating Kwanzaa or Hanukkah as well. So enjoy. All right, let's start with a recap of, I guess it was Tuesday's question of the day. We had a little bit of fun with it, and I said, who's the biggest Christmas movie, holiday movie villain of all time? No surprise here, 57% of you said the Grinch. I still can, I think you can make the argument that the Grinch and Ebenezer Scrooge technically are the heroes in those movies, but everybody who voted for the Grinch said the dude stole Christmas. Doesn't get much more of a villain than that. So thank you for everybody who participated and had some fun with that. Did have a couple write-in votes, and both of these I will go to. I will argue this until I'm blue in the face that Die Hard and Trading Places are not Christmas movies. We actually watched Die Hard yesterday. There's very, very little in that movie that has to do with Christmas. To me, a traditional Christmas movie, Christmas is the center of the movie. There was nothing, just so happened that in Die Hard, everything took place around Christmas, but had a couple votes for Hans Gruber as the biggest villain. And two people actually wrote in and said the Duke brothers from Trading Places were the villains. Both great villains, not in a Christmas movie though. But we had some fun with it, so thank you as always for participating in the question of the day. There will be another one later in the show. But let's start with the only game that was on the menu yesterday, and that was the Sixers-Celtics. And that was a good time for that game, too. Prime time, the two early games, and then you had the two later games. But the Sixers were like sort of the meat of the sandwich there. Got off to a almost inconspicuous, it might be the word there. I was watching we turned it on and started watching. They're like, Joe almost didn't play, or is going to play despite what happened in the warm-ups, and they showed the video of it. This dude has to be the unluckiest player in the history of the NBA. Just sitting there doing his normal warm-ups, and I guess the Celtics had, if you didn't see it, they had it kind of roped off the sideline, I guess to protect people from going on the court because people in Boston are nuts. But did a fadeaway jumper, stepped back, and literally tripped and fell over the rope and was down for a couple minutes holding his leg. Did come in and played very well. I think for the most part was really able to hit some three-pointers, end it with 27. But the Sixers, this was a great statement game for them. They beat the Celtics 118-114 on their home floor on Christmas. Tyrese was just outstanding. He had 33. Caleb Martin dropped 23, hit some big shots. Paul George struggles continue as he just can't make shots. But he did hit a few clutch free throws there in the second half. And I still think they can be better. I think we caught a glimpse. And I know, the day after Christmas, here I go again with my Lucy in the football BS. But I think we caught a glimpse of what the team could be. They really have not had too many opportunities to play with the big three. And that was the energy they brought. And I think with Tyrese, Paul George, and Joe, all three in the lineup at the same time, the other players feed off that energy. Kelly Oubre always has a ton of energy, but Caleb Martin has been playing well lately. You see the guys, and if those guys are the bench guys are playing with energy, there was a one point in a stretch in the first half, or it might have been early in the third quarter, where Joe and Paul George got extended rest because the bench guys were playing so well. Guys like Yabusele, Caleb Martin, obviously. Who else? I'm trying to think who else was playing well. And they're doing this without Jarrett McCain. So, again, here we are the day after Christmas. But I think that was a good win. And I think what yesterday did was show, hopefully they can build the confidence off of this now, but it showed what they could be. And they were firing on all cylinders. And look, and I'll give credit where credit is due as well. I have to mention this. I hate this guy, but I think he certainly has a punchable face. But Jason Tatum is a damn good player, man. Whew. Very good player. That Celtics team is good. And this is no fluke, or I shouldn't say fluke, but this is no small, like, we shouldn't gloss over the fact that they went up there, and for the most part, I mean, the Celtics went on a run there late in the fourth quarter, but I think the Sixers, every time the Celtics went on a run, they answered it. So I'm pumped. This is showed me, like I said, the glimpse of what this team could be. But that does lead to today's question of the day. Does yesterday's win change your opinion on the Sixers at all? It certainly does for me, because I think they still have, like, they're not where, like, yesterday was just the tip of the iceberg. There's more coming with this team. But does yesterday's win change your opinion on the Sixers? 267-495-8531. That'll get you into the Back to the Future voice and text line. Get that. Anything else Philly sports related off your chest? Want to yell at me about Trading Places and Die Hard being Christmas movies? I'll take it. That's fine. You want to explain to me what Boxing Day is? That's fine too. But does yesterday's win change your opinion on the Sixers going through now to the rest of this season? Certainly does for me. And like I said, maybe it's just me falling for the same old song and dance again, but I think just what I saw and the energy that when those three guys are all in the lineup, what it brings, I think we might have something here after all. But 267-495-8531, text me, leave a voicemail, whatever you got to do. Does yesterday's win change your opinion on the Sixers for the rest of the season? All right, you're sitting there today. Maybe you don't want to go out and spend money. Don't want to go through the crowds. Maybe you have something else to do. Maybe you're traveling to the other side of your family for something. Want to spend money? Is it burning a hole in your pocket? Do you have that $50 check that Grandmom always gives you? Philly Goat has you covered. Go to Philly Goat. Check out their T-shirts, their hoodies, stickers. They're selling coffee now, which I got to get some of this because it looks amazing. The reviews are outstanding. Get ready for the Eagles playoff push. Go do some shopping right from the comfort of your home. You can do it actually if you're riding shotgun. You can do it in the car while you're driving to wherever it is you're going today. But go check it out, phillygoat.com. Be sure to use the promo code Jim Montgomery to take 10% off of your order. Like I said, if it's burning a hole in your pocket, why not go to Philly Goat? Eagles are going to have a playoff push coming up. Get your Saquon Barkley shirts. Want to jump on the Sixers bandwagon? They got you covered there too. So go to phillygoat.com, use that promo code Jim Montgomery to take 10% off your order. And then be sure to check out my boys at the Clash and Conferences Sports Fan Network. They are doing great things over there, and that is available wherever you get your podcasts as well as on YouTube. All right, woke up to some sad news yesterday. Unfortunately, Eagles legend Bill Bergey passed away yesterday. Had a long fight with cancer, was not able to overcome it. But number 66 was one of the best to ever play for the Eagles. For some of you younger guys out there who don't know, he was a linebacker. He was a 5-time All-Pro, 5-time Pro Bowler. Sort of played through the late 70s. I think his last season was the 1980 Super Bowl team. He is in the Eagles Hall of Fame. He is borderline NFL or Pro Football Hall of Fame. Continues to get to the semifinals, just can't get over the hump. And I think I know he just passed away, and don't want to put anyone down like that. But I think it's about where he is. He's we always talk about the Hall of Very Good. Bill Bergey was Hall of Very Good. Just a ferocious player on the field, though. Apparently, I've never gotten the chance to meet him personally, but everybody says that he was one of the nicest guys off the field. I remember him from the Eagles post-game show on the radio years ago. But one of the greatest Eagles to ever do it, number 66, Bill Bergey, passed away yesterday. Condolences to the Bergey family. We talked about actually Bill's son the other day when we were talking about the Philadelphia Wings, Jake, one of the best to ever play lacrosse. But Bill Bergey passed away. Condolences to his family as they cope with the loss. All right, some Eagles news, not much yesterday. He did not practice by any stretch of the imagination. They said that Jalen would have not practiced because he's in the concussion protocol. Makes sense. Kenny Pickett would have been limited with the ribs. I don't think there's any way Kenny does not play on Sunday. But it did seem like Jordan Davis and Josh Sweat were okay and would have practiced if they would have had practice. But we'll find out more on the Eagles injury front today. It is Kelly Green week, kind of more of a subdued, I guess, because of the holiday and because the Cowboys just are what they are. Not a lot of fanfare for the Dallas week once again, and I think a lot of this is because of the Cowboys being who they are. But we'll start ramping that up as the week goes on. Pretty cool thing. Jalen and Saquon gifted the offensive linemen custom golf carts. They looked pretty cool. They had their name, numbers, and everything. And I feel like it's like an underrated gift. I feel like it's something I want a golf cart. Like I don't know. Like that's the first thing when I retire, I'm buying a golf cart, and for no other reason than to just have one. But that was a pretty cool moment. But they are back in practice today, so hopefully we'll get more clarity on Jalen, Kenny, and everybody else who was injured as the day goes. All right, today we are going to go back to 1960. And on this day in 1960, the Eagles beat the Packers 17-13 at Franklin Field to win the NFL championship. It was their third championship in 12 years. Kind of like a little mini dynasty, and it would be their last one until Super Bowl 52. But the game was a good one. They were down 13-10 in the fourth. Ted Dean ran in the go-ahead score with 5:21 left. Green Bay was driving down to try to win the game. They got to the Eagles' 9 with just seconds left when Chuck Bednarik tackled fullback Jim Taylor and laid on top of him as the clock ticked out. Once the clock hit 0, Chuck Bednarik got up and said, "You can get up now, Taylor. This damn game's over." And you have to love Chuck Bednarik. Love hearing stories like this. Said the same thing with the Gifford hit. This effing game is over. But he said, "You can get up now, Taylor. This damn game's over." This game, though, was the only playoff loss of legendary Packers coach Vince Lombardi's career. It was the last and probably Who knows? Maybe they are going to put a dome stadium in within the next 15 years or so. So maybe there will be an NFL championship game played here before. But as of now, this is the last NFL championship game ever played in Philly. And Bednarik, and there might be somebody out there that like obviously there's guys that play for the 48-49 teams that won 2 championships, but Bednarik kind of spanned both of those gaps. So he's one of those guys, is one of the few guys in Philadelphia sports, or in Eagles history, I should say, that won 2 championships in 2 different eras. That could change this year if the Eagles win the Super Bowl. And again, I was going to say he's the only one to win two championships, but I know they're like Steve Van Buren and a lot of those guys from 48-49. But Chuck Bednarik was on that 49 team as well as the 60 team. So he was the only one to do it in 2 different sort of eras. So there could be, like I said, like a Lane Johnson could do that, a Jake Elliott, Brandon Graham. So there's a handful of guys on this current team that could add their name to that list to win 2 football championships in different eras. But on this day in 1960, Eagles beat the Packers 17-13 to win their 3rd NFL championship, and it would be their last one until Super Bowl 52 down at Franklin Field. Packed crowd. They brought in extra stands to fill it, giving Vince Lombardi his only playoff loss of his career. We'll have more on the Eagles-Cowboys game, including the injuries, as we get word as the day goes on today. But let me know your thoughts on the Sixers here. Does yesterday's win change your opinion on them? It certainly does for me. But let me know, 267-495-8531. That will get you in. Again, happy Kwanzaa, happy Hanukkah to everyone out there celebrating. Be safe if you are going to go to the stores or you are traveling. I do hope Santa was good for you. We will get more on a regular schedule here now that the holidays are sort of, I mean, New Year's and New Year's Eve is one thing, but we'll be more on a more consistent schedule here in the next couple weeks. But enjoy your holidays, enjoy your time off, and go Sixers. Come on, let me know. Does it change your opinion on them? This has been This Day in Philly Sports History for December 26, 2024. My name is Jim Montgomery. Go have yourselves a Thursday, and until next time, I'll see you when I see you.